Welcome, welcome, welcome everyone to today's live trading London to New York crossover. It's Wednesday, 17th of June, and we'll just get started. So thank you for joining. Please feel free to ask any questions either now, put them in the chat and have a look later on. Or I know there are other very helpful people on here that help answer the questions. So thank you very much. I'm most appreciative of that. So if you're on the 7-day free trial, then please make the most of the unit section. If you've joined, then you'll have im.center where you can come into the academies and look at the strategies and products. Harmonic Scanner. And if you could mute yourself out, it's helpful, thank you. And we'll just have a quick look at the Harmonic Scanner for you. I haven't looked this morning. You come into im.center. Then if you could mute yourself out, that would be great. Thank you very much. Otherwise I have to stop sharing to do it. So you get logged in and then you'll find everything you need on the left-hand menu. Think of the academies like a sort of a big toolkit. You know, if you're a plumber, then you can solve most jobs probably with about 5 tools. But if you want a bigger selection, you've got a bigger van with a load of stuff, probably about 5,000 bits of kit. Hang on, let me just. So the academies is like that. You can have a look around series 100, 200, 300 and 400. So it's like a big reference library. So we come into the strategies, and then if you scroll down, Vibrata we use for B or M Bank, and the other mainstay of our trading group on Facebook is the Harmonics, which is what we use for this strategy. Now we're not with this strategy specifically taking trades off the D point, but we are putting a pitchfork on X to C to D, and then we're trading off the pitchfork, and that's how we are using the scanner. It's very versatile. You can take a trade off the D point, and we also have a strategy called 25 to life. So I look at the H1, the hourly time frame analysis. You can use any of these traders down here. Doesn't matter which trader you're with. The trader, I've got 2 accounts operational at the moment. JFEX I use just for demo. And then I've got Pepperstone, which isn't even on here. And I come to Traders Way, which is the main feed for the scanner. And that is GA scan. And down here, make sure it's on your local time zone so that you can match it up accurately. So here is Euro NZD. And I've come to this one for a reason, because I've just had an alert go off. So that is a scan there. I think I'm working off a different one. So because you save the old scans to your trading view. Sorry, my trading view has been a bit slow to load today. I've no idea why. Windows did an upgrade overnight and it's changed the interface. So I don't know if it's something to do with that. So this is an actual live markup. I'm actually working off a different scan to that one that you can see there. It's this one, I think. Was that the same one? Oh, it is the same one. D point of the 16th of June. D point, 11th of June. I'm working off on that one. So we could draw, it is still valid, but the most recent scan takes precedence. And the alert's just gone off. So what I'm going to do is remove this, because those of you who are fairly new might be helpful for you to see us draw a scan on. So I'll just quickly do that to give us an example and change that. And then the other one I was looking at, if you want to pull it up on your screens, was GBP JPY for a buy, but at the moment I can see on my tabs up here that it says it's going down. it had one failed attempt to go up and then drop down again. So I'll just get this looking a bit tidier, and we won't have to get confused with more lines than we need. So I'll just hide our indicators. And there you are, you're set up on the hourly to draw your new scan on. I've got the other one faded into the background. So on your harmonic scanner, time zone the same. Take this vertical line that you can see moving back and forth. This is Euro NZD H1 and it's a shark hourly time frame. Shark means we don't enter till it's at the second entry point or at least 50% towards take profit one, and clearly you can see it successfully completed the scan over a period of, sometimes this pair moves fast compared to some others. That only took 1 day and 4 hours to complete. So X point, and I always write it down, 15th of June at 0800, my local time. B, 15th of June at 1700. C, 16th of June at 05. And what I haven't done is measure it looks big enough. We want a minimum of 16th of June at 10. We want a minimum of 80 pips C to D. That gives us 20 pips per pitchfork leg. That's 149.3. You don't count the last little pipette. So that is plenty big enough for us. So come back over to here, and you're looking, as this is a sell scan, trades are taken always off the D point downwards or upwards, vice versa for a buy. So you're looking for the X along the same line. So we want let me just make that a bit bigger. And it's always high to low or low to high. So if we look here, that's a high point, it's going to be that one. So high, that would be your next low point, your next high, low, high. I think that's what we're looking for. You can use the little brush mark like this, just to mark where you think it is. High, low, high, low, high. See if that's about right. I'm not sure. Let's have a look. So get your magnet on, then it'll stick on the end of the wick, which is what you want, and look at the bottom to make sure it lines up. So that says 15th of June at 08. That goes on there. Now we want the 15th of June at 1700. And that's not quite right. It's over here. So it's that low one. No, 16th, 15th at 1400. I got that right then, 1700. Don't think I've got that quite right. I'll have to look in a minute. Oh, I think I've messed that up. Hang on a minute. The A point. Don't know how I managed that. 15th of June.
It's the 16th of June there, Sarah. Oh,
Where?
sorry, wrong pair on that one. I got the GA one.
Oh, okay, yeah. Don't muddle me up even more, Brian. The A point, 15th of June at 1400. I've missed off the A point, so let me start again. 15th of June at 0800. 15th of June at 1400 for the B point, for the A point. B point, 15th at 1700. That's that one up there. C, 16th of June at 05, where we had it there. And the D, the 16th at 10. There we are. So once you've done that, what I like to do is just have mine in bright pink. It's just personal preference. You can have what you like. And just check that looks, oh, I haven't done it how I like it. Hang on. There. That's it. So just have a quick look back. make sure it looks similar. Yes, it does. And then I like to tidy up the brush marks. Keep your chart clean. So that's the other way of doing it. You can put the brush mark on. It's no right nor wrong. It's brush mark, or look at it visually like I did, and then just, you know, adjust it accordingly. Now come back over to the left and put your pitchfork on, just the top plain one, again with the magnet on, and you want X to C to D, and then come down to the 1 minute. This is the only fiddly bit, but you do need it on accurately to make sure it's valid, and then lock it on, and then it will stay valid forever. And there we are. And it's because you've got 60 candles in the hour. So on the hourly, we only had 1 candle, but we're looking for the nearest high or low point. The C went on perfectly. Just happened to do that. You can see the B points off. There's the A is off, so just bring it to the nearest low one. Make sure the magnet gets it on the end of the correct one. Sometimes you have to magnify it to get it to do that. As you saw, it kept trying to snap somewhere else. And then the X on that, oops. There we are, that one there. You don't have to move the pink drawing. I like to, but you don't have to. It's the pitchfork that's important. So once you've got it on, I can't quite see that myself now. That's okay. Once you've got it on, then you can do the auto fit and come back to the hourly, and then you're good to go. And then we can have a look at this setup. So I just right click on there to lock it, go over the pitchfork, go on the X, whichever one hasn't locked. You can see the padlock is open, so just lock it on. And now it won't glitch on you. And put your indicators back on, the 3 of them that we use. There we are. And then come down to the 1 minute to do the chart analysis. And let's see where it is on this new scan compared to my old one. So my old one was running down there, and you can see indeed it did make the move that I thought it would. But it's already done its break and its retest, so we've missed that particular one. So we'll have a look at GJ. So that's now the orange is saying sell. It's done the break and the retest of the pitchfork. Here are can't see my confirmations because, as I say, Microsoft has updated my computer. But we've got a confirmation checklist that tells you all this. So it's in the group if you want it. And it's broken and retested quarter theory. So we had all the confirmations there for our sell. So I would have put that on there. And as it's a fast pair, 15 pip stop loss, just do 1 to 2. But what you're looking to do is to see if you can stretch it, if it'll go down to that 1.73500, 45 pips down to that next key level, which is down there. So that's what you're looking for on this one. So what I'll do is put an alert down here at my next key level. Now I've missed this trade entry here, and see what happens here. I'm just going to change this and put the alert on. So you won't have alerts on the free trading view, but you can use for your phone. You can use something called Call App. I think it is Call App Alerts, which is free. So there's a nice little move there, and it's nearly done the 20 pips at the open of New York. So we could have, I'll just show you the old pitchfork. We could have used the one that I had for the setup, which as you can see is that green line just further back up there, and that entry would have been there. So it was break and a retest. It was equally valid. So you can use your older ones. It's just the new scan takes precedence. Okay, so that's EN. We'll come over to GBP JPY. I can see it's pointing down. Twice it tried to make that move, possibly for the buy. Yeah, I'm not enjoying this new Microsoft thing that's just slowing down my trading view for some reason. Just have to, very strange. Didn't have any choice, it just did it overnight.
Can I just ask a question while we're waiting then, Sarah? You
Yeah,
know the last trade, the EN trade,
yeah,
even though there was still hopefully quite a few pips to go in that, you wouldn't consider entering that because the stop loss would be too much? Is that?
it's too far off the pitchfork.
Yeah.
The benefit of being on the 1 minute time frame entry is that we can get away with our 10 or 15 stop loss. So
it's not that you don't think it will go down and hit your next level, it's the fact that the stop loss would be too big.
well, it's too far off the pitchfork, so sometimes price will just do the 10 pips, so it'll do 1 to 1. Don't like that. It doesn't like my trading view at the moment. And head back up, or it will go the 20 pips and go back up. So if you've already moved, I'm just trying to there we are. Hopefully that'll do it. If it's already moved 5 or 7 pips away from the pitchfork, you've lost the power of that ping. You've lost too many pips, so you're below your 1 to 1 risk to reward, because say you're 5 or 7 pips off, you've got 10 pips stop loss, and it only does 3 pips to that 10 pips 1 to 1. It's just not, you know, you've mucked it up. It's just not worth doing, because you can't guarantee it's going to go the 20 pips, or that the strong momentum will carry on down or up to the next level. So
you just miss. That makes sense.
Because it's quite a precise system, isn't it? You know, that's why often I can't do watch lists, because by the time we've discussed them and got into them, they've been and gone. It's a style of trading, isn't it? I like to be in and out of trades on that, you know, quick time frame. So if I put back on my, because this is coming back to my, and the other thing is, I wouldn't myself like to take trades blind. So if you are building up your scans, it's better to try and ask Chance if he's got a copy of an old scan you want on, say, the top, start with the majors, the top 7 major Forex pairs, or ask me or Brian, you know, if we've got scans where you can copy them, because just to get in a trade, because we say, oh, it's gone back up to the pitchfork, you can enter now, you've lost your kind of visual radar, and I can't work without looking at my pitchforks. So that's my old pitchfork, that green one, and it hasn't come quite back up to it. Otherwise, I'd say to you, you could enter off my, because I'm on the extensions up here, these 2 parallel ones, so the little Fibonacci's. Sorry, I don't know why my phone's ringing. Oh, that's trying to get rid of that. Sorry. Turn the power off. Yeah, so
I get that now.
The question.
Yeah.
I'll just fade down the old scan. So how many pips, because it is a fast pair, that's now moved 16 pips. So it could be coming, it might give you another entry. It's coming back up to the pitchfork, and we are coming up to the half hour. So if it were me, I'd check the half hour candle when it closes. It's got how many pips to go back up. If it comes back up to the 62, it's got 8 or 9 pips. It is a fast pair. So if it comes back up here to this new pitchfork and it just tests that 62, but it's still dropping down, then it's giving you another entry. Okay, so sometimes you
that's
can
useful,
find that
yeah.
that happens.
Yeah.
And I'll just switch on the hull to see what you can see the strong downward trend. So it's going to say, yeah, so it's been solid red on the 15-minute band on the back for quite a while. Okay. So let's have a look at if it'll load up. No, it doesn't like it at all. That's the second attempt to try and go up. And it's just running along there, consolidating at the moment, not doing anything. So I thought it might go. It didn't go the first time when I posted it in the group. It went down to the quarter theory, but it came back up and it crossed. So I thought, oh, okay, because I deleted all that. I thought I'll post it again. Maybe it's having another go, but it's not. It's just sidling along now. Doesn't like it. It's not doing either one or the other. So there's nothing on GJ. So I'm going to close some of these down. Hopefully that will help the system. I'm not going to draw any more scans today. There was GA, just want to have a look at them. GA down there with the D point, 17th of June. So I don't think I won't have that one. But I'm going to make a note to look at that later.
You're a few scans behind, Sarah. There's ones for GN, EG, NU, ECAD, and GA is the newest one that I got.
GA, EG, ECAD, and
there was another New Zealand US dollar.
Oh yeah, I can see that.
And there was a GN.
Oh, you said yesterday that there was quite a few coming up.
Yeah, there was like a dozen when I was on
Right.
Samantha's call last night, in the previous 24 hours. And the only new one I found this morning is the GA.
But that's only 44, the NU one, so I don't
No, there was another one that qualified with a D point. That would have been the 17th. No, the 16th at 1700 for you.
Well, on the hourly, on a different.
Yeah, it was probably on FX Choice. I've been finding all of them over there lately. It's probably that one.
That one.
Nope, not that one.
No, I've only got 44 on that one.
If not, I'll pop a screenshot of it and put it in the group.
Yeah, okay, thank you. Right, so that's going to throw me off then because there's quite a few new ones. So let me look at GCAD. I looked at that earlier because that isn't a new scan that you've read out. So that green dotted line is my pitchfork. There's quarter theory. I had it marked for a buy. I didn't get into it because I just got up from my chair and was doing something else. But you can see it did go up the 20. It did a little. Well, it didn't really do a big break and retest before it went up. So it was a bit of a strange one, I think. And it's now carrying on its downward trend. So I'm just going to remove that because that's not valid anymore.
Sarah, if you'd have taken that trade, would you have done it just above the 62 EMA?
Let me put it back on.
As a buy?
Let me take that off. So reading it here, I had the break and the retest of the pitchfork back down to the 61.8 where I'd drawn the fib. So I was looking at it off the 61.8, and then it came up here, broken retested quarter theory. But this is what I missed this one because
that's where I was looking at. Is that where you would have taken it?
Yes, but I missed it because that candle shot up and it went up 7 pips, and I thought, well, I've missed it, so I didn't get in because it was a big lot after it had done the little green candle down, because you always want to be getting in when you've got a candle that's closed, you know, the next candle that's closed. So definitely after the 62, yes, because here it could have decided, it's got 1, 2, 3, 4 candles along the quarter theory, and it could have decided that it didn't like quarter theory, and it could have failed because it's below the 62. So it's this candle that's the important one, but GCAD's a very fast pair. So by the time I looked at it, that candle had gone up. I think it had gone up, hang on, 7 pips, I think it was. Yeah, 7 pips. So I'd missed the entry.
Okay.
So
no, it's just that I'm learning, Sarah, and that to me would looked at was an entry. That was all.
yeah, it is an entry, but
Yeah.
it's a nice entry. But the problem was it moved too fast.
Yeah.
Because I wouldn't. That has closed just on the 62, so I'd missed it by the time that candle had shot up on the 1 minute candle.
Yeah. Oh, thank you. Thank you for that.
Yeah, 7 pips off. I wouldn't have got in on that. But it did go up. It did go up just about the, yeah, it did go up the 20 pips. But it was a difficult one to catch. And what it's done is it's tested the 15-minute line, and now it's decided that that's all it wants to do. It's dropping below the quarter theory, stalled out for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, about 15 minutes or so, 20 minutes. And now it's dropped, it's rejected the pitchfork, so it's now selling. So we can, if we take all this off, because if it comes back up to this pitchfork, we've, depending on how big our stop loss is, we've potentially got an entry here. Let me take those lines off.
I think we've got some CAD news at 1:30 as well. It's only,
Oh,
it's
I
not,
forgot
it's
to look
orange,
again.
it's orange on Forex Factory, but it's red on my FX book, I think.
Right, okay, because I don't look at orange, I only look at red or grey. So I've only got USD news. Right, so that might be at what time? 4 o'clock UK time?
Oh, that was, no, 1:30, so now.
Ah, now, right, okay. So, yeah, well, I get that. So let's just put this on. So we might not want to. Now this is a fast pair, so normally with all the GBP pairs, I'd put the 15 on. I set that at the 20. If we were looking for it as, let's just check our confirmations, then we'd be looking down to that 40 pip level as our next major level. This is our zone, down to that 53 pips to the pitchfork. So we've got trend line. And it doesn't look, it's done that break and retest, so it might not be coming back up. Yes, because it moved 17 pips off. So, and again, as you said, there was news, CAD news has just happened. So not the most stable time for us to take a trade, but we would have had a good entry there, because what's the orange, the unbroken orange line, which is our 1 minute current trend in the market, is saying sell because price is below that. Let's look at our confirmations. It's broken the quarter theory, which is another confirmation. And it's also done a break and retest of that green dotted line, which is my pitchfork. So you've got the 3 confirmations for the sell with a downward trend as well. And you've covered your stop loss with both quarter theory and the pitchfork. So you've got 2 strong walls to help stop, you know, you being taken out of the trade should it reverse on you. So that's GCAD. We've missed that one. And there was news, as Kathy said. So what can we look at next? I can just see it stalling on an old.
You want to check, Sarah? Sorry to interrupt. Do you want to check Euro and ZD again? Do you want to have a quick look at that? It looks to me like it might be.
Oh yeah, I'm here. I'm on it, Les. Here, it's the screen's up.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is an entry. We've got. Yeah, you can get into that now if you want. exactly now, because you've got the break and the retest of the pitchfork. You've got it under the 62 and under, it's broken and retested the quarter theory. It's just dropping now. So that is a live, thanks Les, that is a live entry. And I should get into that as well, shouldn't I really? It's just moving off now. Stop sharing. Right. Three, five.
Sarah, is this a pair that you would say needs a 15 pip stop loss?
Yeah, yes, most definitely. Sometimes we can get away with less. So for example, let me just write down, because I was in a bit late on this, but I am in on this, settings. I'll show you. 895. I'm still okay. I was in late, but I'm still covered on the quarter theory. So if we're looking at this and it's a fast pair, if you see where the unbroken orange line is, which is our 62 EMA, if I put my ruler on that and I just measure up, say 3 pips. So if I want to trail this behind the 62 and be above quarter theory, as price moves down, I could start to move my stop loss down. Here I would move it to about 1.74015, about 4 pips behind the 62. So yes, to a 15 pip stop loss, but sometimes you can get away with less. So if it's a big strong momentum, you wouldn't need that much above it, depending on how steep price is going up or down, for example. So I'm just going to put on what I tend to do, which is the two lines. Clone that, and I put that 895. So I'm a bit late in, remember, on this. 795 settings. This is just how I tend to run my trades. And then I put, but as Brian knows, I have been trying to swing trade a bit more, and I'm sometimes doing it a bit too tight. This could be coming back up to test the 62. But you can see it's just breaking the pitchfork, but we've got the quarter theory there holding us as well. But if it starts to come above that 62, and then if it breaks the quarter theory, then you know, you do want to make sure you've got enough padding. That's why it's not good on a 10 pip stop loss. It's being on the 1 minute time frame entry that enables us to get away with a very tight stop loss. So that's why you need to be in precisely. You need to be able to have the confidence to press the trigger, because if you lose the padding of those few pips, if you come in late to a trade off the pitchfork, or if it's a second trade, a stack in, or we've got a big pitchfork leg, so we might be doing a quarter theory trade, you know, you need to make sure that you have got enough of a buffer, particularly on these fast pairs, because they can slip through quite a lot and take you out of the trade. Yeah, does that make sense?
Excuse me, Sarah.
Hiya.
Yes, this is Yuri. Hi, everyone.
Hello.
So I just entered on this trade, and where would the take profit be here? I'm driving. I'm on my phone.
Okay, the take profit is at. Let me just look back at previous lines of resistance. Just go on the 15-minute and let me just look, see if there's anything further back. So no, we're fine on that. It's right. Got one down there. Got one at about, we go to the 5-minute. Okay, we've got It's round about where it is now, down there. I can't see any too much. So normally we go for the 20 pips if we can. So you'd have a take profit at around 1.73695, maybe a little bit above, depends where you got in.
Well, I just got in and it's at 4.5 pips drawdown right now.
Yeah, because with this strategy, you want to be in bang on that pitchfork as soon as possible, particularly with these fast pairs, because you need to have your pitchfork and quarter theory with a padding above you in case it takes you out the trade. So now we're being held by quarter theory at the moment. I mean, I'm in it as well. But sometimes, and in fact, it's, let me just put the trend line on. In fact, it might take us out the trade. But sometimes when it does that, I do re-enter. I'm just putting the trend line on. Because as I say, this is a fast pair. And it looks like, so that's why you want your, it's just held. That's interesting. If I show you a previous pitchfork that's behind there, this green one, it's just rejecting off that old pitchfork at the moment. So that's another reason why you want to be in as quickly as possible on this pitchfork, because if you're in later on the trade, and I was in a bit later, then that could have taken you out by now. But we're lucky there's a pitchfork stat behind it. Oh, it's just breaking through that pitchfork. So I'm sorry, this is going to be a hit stop loss one. I haven't had one of those for a while on these live sessions.
So are you going to re-enter if it takes us out?
Depends where it comes down to now, because let me just, that's taken me out, I think now. Let me just take this off.
I'm still at 10 pip drawdown, not the 15.
Okay. I would not re-enter. I can see the 62 curling up a bit unless it gets back below the 62 EMA, this unbroken orange line, and back below the pitchfork, because you've got this wedge here now. So it might just want to play in this wedge. You know, you've got this big line here, so you don't want to be in the trade above this pitchfork and between that and the orange quarter theory. Yeah, it's got to be below the pitchfork to re-enter like this.
Okay.
It's got to do that again. Do we want to sit and watch this then, see if it comes down, or move on to something else? Because I think I'm probably out the trade. I didn't hear it ping in my headphones. Oh, I know what I can do. I can set a trend line down here. For those of you who are still in it, I'll just move that here. And then come back to it if it starts to break down. And I'll take that alert off. Let's just have a look at what the hull says. That's still red. And we've still got this strong downward trend, big gap between that and the 15-minute. It's a sell scan. So it, you know, it's not telling me that there's any reason why it wants to get, oh, I know what it could be doing now. It might want to come all the way back up and meet that 15-minute. Might be starting to do that, curling round to do that. Just look on the 15-minute. So a sell scan, it did complete nicely down to there. It's worked its way back up, and now it's down at this point again. And on the 5-minute, yeah, it might be coming back up to meet that 15-minute one. Let's move on and try a couple of other things while we're here before the end. What happened on GCAD?
So the question I have, if it's going to move up there to the previous high, why can't we take it for a buy then? Or that's against the rules?
It's not necessarily against the rules. Some of us who follow this strategy do that. But it's very aggressive trading to get straight out of, say, this sell and then go into a buy. Normally, the advice that we're given is don't do that for at least 10 or 15 minutes. So if you put a buy on this, for example, so that's the rule I follow. I don't tend to get straight back in. I have done it once or twice, but oddly enough, we just discussed that on one of Chance's sessions. So I wouldn't get into this because I've got the pitchfork right down here. I've got to wait for it to break and retest the pitchfork, come above the quarter theory, and then get in up here. So that, I would have just about the 15. So you've got to wait now for it to do this, in my opinion. Come back and then do that. So that's what I'm looking for it to do now. And I'd wait for price to be above the 62, which is now curling up. So I think it probably is starting to turn. I'm sorry, we just picked that one on the turn, I think. I think that hull will start to change. Oh, and it's 10 minutes before the hour now. So that can make a fake out as well. So it could be faking out, but it looks like it's gone above the 62. So I think it's turning the other way. So yes, I mean, I think it's personal choice. You can get straight in once it's done a break and a retest the other way. No retest, no entry tends to be one of our rules, but it is very aggressive trading, and Chance actually just said it the other night, don't get in for about 15 to 20 minutes. He doesn't get straight back in, but someone posted a chart, I think it was Aussie, their name is, and they are a good trader, where they had got straight back in and they'd made money on both the sell and the buy. Was it, yeah, buy and then the sell. So GCAD, we've had I haven't got a new chart on this one, so we're okay to look at this one. So on this one, we've got the orange 62 telling us to sell. We've had the break and the retest of the pitchfork. It's come back up to test the 62, and it's below quarter theory. So we have got a sell coming up here, but again, not until price comes below that pitchfork. And now I wouldn't myself probably want to enter this until after the hourly candle, because it can do weird fake outs about 10 minutes before the hour. Okay. And the profit level on this is your 20 pips is at one. I'm going to write this one down, GCAD. The entry will be at 1.69895. The stop loss, this is a fast pair, you need 15 pips, You want it above quarter theory, 1.70045, and then take profit down at the 20 pips, 1.69690, or you're looking for it to come down to this next zone, which would be 1.69500. If it breaks through that, then down possibly to 1.69362, about 50 pips, which is your next pitchfork level. So what did we have on this for confirmations? We've had the orange cross the blue yesterday in New York. It's since dropped 100 pips, 50 pip increments on this quarter theory, the orange dotted line. So still in a downward momentum. The scan you're working off is this one, which was a buy scan. No, it's not. I tell a lie. I'm working off a different one. That I'm working off this green one, which is back from, it's a sell scan from the 1st of May, and it's quite a big one. $467 pips. That's huge. So it's over, it's about 115 pips per leg. Very big scan, which is good because that makes them very accurate. I'll just get the current price up again. Before, that's it. So again, a very fast pair. It could, you see here how it came down to the pitchfork. It stayed along, sort of stalled out a bit along that quarter theory, came right back up to test the 15-minute. So it's come back down. It's had another go at forming lower lows. So it's formed lower highs and lower lows here, which is where I last drew my 1-minute trend line. But then it broke that. It's broken above, and now it is a fast pair, could be coming back up to test that 15-minute again. So again, you're not looking, you need to do the setups and put alerts on, because you don't want to be getting into this. Sorry, it's just the magnet's done that. Let me just pull it down. You don't want to be getting into this unless it's doing what it should do, which is breaking and what we'd like it to do. Breaking and retesting this one here. So I'm going to just take that magnet off while I do that. I'm going to set that like that and add an alert. And then this is what I'm looking for it to do. $10 break and retest, and then down. So I'm just wondering if we've got a fib on this. So for a sell, you want it from high to low past the present. And it's just past that 61.8. So that's looking quite good. If it comes up and rejects off this 78.6, around about where the 15-minute is. Now, if there's fewer than 20 pips between, I've never heard Chance say this, by the way, so it's, I can't remember where I learnt this, but it might have been one of Christopher Terry's videos, I can't remember. But if you've got fewer than 20 to 30 pips, like you've only got a small amount between the 78.6 and the 88.6, then to all intents and purposes, apparently you can treat them as the same. But our very favourite on this strategy is the 88.6. And then the 61.8. Well, it's gone up past there, but if price then pings back up to there and then comes down, then that is your entry. And we've been through the potential profit levels. I'll just mark them for you. So that would be normally profit levels, we go on that 0 at the 1, but it's the 1 to the 27 is going to be about your profit level 2. And then the 61.8 there, profit level 3, and potential profit level 2, potential profit level 3 down at the pitchfork. That's how I mark it up. Okay. Is there anything in the chat or any other questions? I just need to stop sharing and have a look in the chat. Yeah, free version of TradingView, one alert and 3 indicators per chart. And has anyone got any other questions today? Let's have a look at EN again. Still on its way up. Nope. Take that off. And try and get rid of it like that. Uh, 2 minutes left. Could have a look at one other. I don't want to look at USD CAD. I could look at see what happened with GJ. I did look at that this morning. And it failed twice. Let's see what it's doing at the moment. Well, didn't fail twice. It just decided not to do what I thought it might do. So it's gone completely the other way. So it didn't like that at all. So what did we have? We had a stall out, a rejection off quarter theory once, twice, 3, all along there. Couldn't make it through. And
this is one where, sorry, this is one where I've got another scan, and it's following sort of a downward scan. That's the latest one we've got.
Oh, you've got a new one on me, have you?
Think so. Well, what time's mine? Yes, 16th of June, 4 o'clock. The D point. Is that what have you got there?
No, that's the 8th of June. Was that just from the other night then? I haven't got that one.
Yeah, GJ is new as of yesterday.
Right. So it's following the new one down, is it?
It's certainly a downward scan. Yes, it is really. It's sort of bouncing between a couple of pitchfork lines, yeah.
I can't see that. Which broker?
It was there on the H1, Sarah, a little further down on FX choice.
There's just been so many I haven't caught up yet at the moment.
Oh gosh, that is a lot. No, I haven't. Right, so that's 288. Oh, okay. And here it is at the moment. So it is selling. Right, I didn't realize there were so many new ones. That's just over the last day. I haven't drawn any new ones apart from that one this morning. Okay, well, we're just about out of time. So thanks for joining, and sorry about that EN one. Hopefully we'll have better luck with some others. I'll catch up with the scans this afternoon. I've got some recordings to do as well. And what else is there to say? Oh, Ray Higdon interview tonight. If you're interested in network marketing and building a team, that will be at 8:30 UK time, 3:30 PM EST. I'll be interviewing him on my timeline. Okay.
Brilliant, Sarah. Thanks very much indeed.
Okay, bye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Good
you.
luck for this evening.
Thank you.
Thanks, bye.